Yeah, so the money making method that I use is Sardinia in Italy. So I take the Mazda 787B out here, and it's a 25-minute race where you get 727,000 credits. And you know, the fastest way to make money is Tokyo Raceway in terms of you know, how much money can you make in 1 hour. But it's a lot. Like I just don't like racing it because it's in the rain. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. I normally do the custom races here. So it's this one here, the World Touring Car 800 in Sardinia, the road track here. So it says 485,000, but you actually get 727,000 every 25 minutes. So it works out roughly 1.6 to 2 million, depending on how quick you can actually do this. Actually, when I'm talking doing this, I make a lot less because obviously I'm concentrating on the live chat, on the you know, creating dialogue and stuff like that. So I don't race as quick when I'm talking. Obviously, I do it a lot faster when I'm not talking. Yeah, so this is it here. So I'll show you the tune. There was one guy asking to see the tune in the last live stream. So this is the tune here. So it's racing hard tires, you know, because it's kind of an endurance race. This is the suspension geometry here. You know, so you can just pause it on the screen. You know, if you're watching it at a later date, and you can get this, because obviously it's very technical. But if you just copy these numbers, you'll get the tune that I've got here. And here's the individual gear ratios. And it's got the high RPM turbo. The reason I've got the turbo in is it's just to make a tune without the turbo and with the turbo. I normally drive the car with the turbo, so it's easier just to keep it on there. You know, some people, or I would say most people, have this tune with no turbo because it's a better tune. So it's a fully customizable racing transmission because I like to fine tune my gears, so that's why that's there. But yeah, let's try this one again. Hopefully we're not going to get interrupted this time. Yeah, so like this. So I would suggest when you're doing this race, I mean, you're going up against GT3 machinery here. You know, and you end up lapping these people up to 2 times, depending on your skill level. And so like what I suggest to you here is like the number one car is the Toyota hybrid, the Toyota hypercar. But you know, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner to me. It sounds like a Hoover to me. So you know, this Mazda is one of the best sounding cars in the world. So what I suggest to you is when you're doing this money grind, you know, for losing a couple of minutes, it's better to lose a couple of minutes than to and enjoy the experience than to take out the leaderboard car that you don't enjoy driving. That sounds terrible. You know, so what I suggest to you guys is take out the car that you enjoy driving, and it makes the 25 minutes go a lot faster. You know, because you're actually you know, driving a car that you enjoy to drive. But yeah, anyway, we'll start this again. and this time I'm not going to feed the trolls when they come in. I'll wait 2 seconds. I'm just going to do a mic check because obviously the volume isn't very good when it comes to driving and talking. 2 seconds. Yeah, I think I've made it a little bit better there, so you should be able to hear me clearer. So what I've done is I've actually turned the engine volume down on this car so you can hear me better. So what I do is on the first lap when you're going through traffic, you put you see the fuel saving here, you put it in lean. You know, and then you can see like where you would normally only be able to do 6 laps, you can actually go up to like, you can actually do the whole race actually in 1 tank of fuel. You know, with this power saving in 6. You know, so there's multiple angles you can take this race at. That's for eyes in the way. Yeah, so what I normally do is on the first lap I put it to fuel saving of 6 because you're not going to get like a fast lap time in here anyway because you know, there's so many. There's so much traffic in there. You know, like I just call these moving roadblocks. They're no competition to you. You know, they're just moving roadblocks. And you know, so like I saved some fuel here because you're not going to be setting any records with these cars in your way. And then what I normally do is once I'm past them all, I'll put it onto full power. So the power will be at 1, where the fuel's not lean. You know, you're not starving the fuel. You're getting full power for the car. Yeah, so with this race we're going to do a 1 pit stop. It's just because I like to drive the car at its optimum power. You know, it's more enjoyable for me. And but you know, sometimes I'll go the whole race without refueling. You know, and just short shifting. You know, saving as much fuel as possible. So we've got 2 more cars to go, and then we'll fully unlock the power of this car. We'll start doing some fast laps. Okay, we've just got the leader to pass now, and then we'll go into full power, and we'll go into a kind of time attack mode, because for me it's just more enjoyable this way. You know, because this is a 25-minute, you know, money grind. You know, so you've got to try and kind of motivate yourself to get through this. So I do this by taking out what I would say is the best sounding car in the world, the Mazda 787B. And you know, once you're past all of these mobile roadblocks, you know, you can just start time attacking. Because as I said, you're not going to get a fast lap or breaking records when you've got all of these you know, mobile roadblocks in your way. So we're past them now, so we'll stay in fuel saving 6 just now. You know, you know, to get as much, we're going to save as much fuel as possible, and then we're going to go into full-time attack mode. And this is how I do my money grind. You know, everybody's got their own version. You know, so it's like I've got a lot of friends that use Le Mans to do their money grind. I've got some friends that use Tokyo. You know, I've got some friends that use the Sardinia method. You know, there's a few ways to try to make money right work. Right, we're going to go into full power mode now. I was too busy talking that I should have went into full power mode before the last corner to unlock all of the speed of the car. But yeah, earlier on tonight I just thought I'd do a live stream of showing you what it's like to make money, you know, to show you what I think is the best way to make money in this game. You know, I mean, unfortunately you get a set of Corsa competition trolls coming trying to upset everybody. But anyway, we're not going to talk about them anymore. This is, you know, we've given them enough time. Yeah, so as I said earlier, you know, just take out the car that you enjoy driving, because what you'll find is you'll actually drive faster, you know, with your favourite car or whatever, than what you would with, say, the leaderboard car, because you've got more, it's more passionate driving. Yo, Kitty, what's up? Yeah, just doing a money grind. I blew all my money on the McLaren F1. You know, 19.4 million credits. So, you know, I'm just trying to get some money back up, you know, to buy the next car. The next car I want to buy actually is the Shelby Daytona Cobra, and you know, the Le Mans car. But again, that's 20 million credits as well. So this is me and the meat grinder to get some money for these cars. I can't see your message. Need all that moolah for cars. Yeah, I think you've got all of the cars, you know. Yeah, I think Sleepless in the live chat, he's actually unlocked all of the cars. Yeah, so the fastest time I've got this, I believe it's a 134, a low 134. But I've got so many different versions of this tune, so you know, I'm constantly changing the tune. So even tonight I've changed the tune like 3 or 4 times. So you're already talking to a lot of people. Yeah, Sleepless, is my mic quality okay? Can you hear me when I'm driving? I've turned the engine volume right down almost. So we'll get another couple of laps in before we go into our first pit stop. Sleepless is saying, I can hear you, the car does sound awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's much faster cars you can take than this, but you know, I just love this car. Yeah, because that's actually the biggest complaint I have on my channel is the mic quality. You know, but you know, like you know, God willing, I'll be able to get a good mic, you know, and improve that at some point. Oh yeah, the F1, yeah, that's going to be a good car. There's somebody else saying to use that car as well. That car also sounds amazing too. The Formula 1 car, the old 80s Formula 1 car. Yeah, so way off the pace here, guys. As I said, my fastest is a 134. A low 134, and we're nowhere near that. Oh no, just a bit too much acceleration. So there you go. This is meant to be an arcade game here, and you know, you can see we can just spin out. As you can see, this game is far from an arcade game. I mean, it's like if you go into my YouTube channel, you'll see I'm top 100 in the world at Forza Motorsport. All of them. The Grand Theft Auto Online Racing. You know, this game catches me out sometimes. I'm 240 in the world at Gran Turismo 7 here. On one of the videos I put up, I think it's... what one is it? You'll see it on my YouTube channel there. It's one of the... What one was it? Oh, it was a Fuji Speedway in the Formula 1 car. You know, and you know, obviously with real life commitments I had to stop. You know, so you know, in a couple of days I got 240 in the world, and then I had to stop it, unfortunately. So, but I'll eventually get into the top 100 in the world in the time attacks and the lap time challenges here as well, but I'm just outside the top 100 in the world. And you know, so if this game was an arcade game, you wouldn't see a top 100 in the world driver be spinning out like the way I just did there. You know, this game is very challenging. The other thing is as well, when this game was first released and it got reviewed by Jimmy Broadbent and a lot of big simulation drivers, they were spinning out on their live streams. They were spinning out left, right, and centre. You know, they really struggled with this game as well, and all of them praised it for its simulation physics. You know, so when I'm driving, you know, I find it very difficult to concentrate on not spinning out like what I did earlier. You know, a couple of minutes ago. You know, and keep an eye on the live chat, you know, and keep a dialogue with you guys going as well. So again, far from an arcade game. But you know that this game does have a lot of stuff wrong with it. I mean, you can't play this game offline. You need an internet connection for it. You know, the microtransactions, the greed. Where you only unlock these games after beating the whole game. You know, so you know, so this is a very heavily microtransactions-based game. You know, you can't even sell cars. There's a lot wrong with this game. You know, the car count of this game isn't that of old Gran Turismo games. There's a lot of cars missing, great cars missing. For example, like the Vauxhall Calibra Super Touring car, the Alfa Romeo Super Touring car's rival. That car needs to come back in the game. the old Esper RS Cosworth WRC rally car, that needs to come back into the game, amongst many others. So you can see there again, you know, I almost spun the car around, but I managed to correct it, lift off the gas, counter steer, get the car back into line, you know. So you can see the real life race simulation physics there, where you have to be very careful with your throttle management. I was looking at the live chat there again. Yeah, we're way off the pace. We're over a second off the pace. Yes, that's what happens again with the so-called arcade game. I mean, obviously it's not an arcade game. Most people recognise this as a simulation game. When you put your tyres in the dirt like that, if you notice the corner after, when I went off the road in the dirt there, the corner after the sharp left there, the car was also suffering from the dirt in the tyres that I picked up from the previous corner. You know, so it actually takes a few corners to get the dirt out of your tyres, just like it does in real life with a real race car. Or if you're driving a racetrack, if you get dirt in your tyres, it takes a while for that dirt you know, to wear off. You know, so for the next, until that dirt wears off, you don't have the traction that you would normally have, because your tyres are dirty. You know, again, another example of, you know, how this game mimics real life simulation racing. You know, your tyres are cold, for example, as well. You have to wait for them to get up to temperature. Again, these are examples of how how Gran Turismo 7 mimics real life race simulation. And again, you know, from one of my previous live streams, I said I would never defend this game again, because the microtransactions, you know, the Polyphony Digital are so greedy, they're trying to get as much real money out of you as possible. You can't play the game offline, you know. It's just unbelievable, you know, just the absolute power grab that Polyphony Digital has done with this game. You know, so I said I would never defend this game again until that Assetto Corsa troll came in here. You know, so for me to defend the physics of this game, the simulation physics of this game, is really saying something when I really dislike this game for the reasons I mentioned. The microtransactions, you can't play the game offline, you can't sell cars. This game does everything to get as much money out of you in real life as possible. You know, so for me to defend the physics of this game really is a testament of the physics of this game. When you know, I'll be honest with you, I don't really like this game for how far this game is from its original one, from Gran Turismo 1. And from how far this game is from the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 versions of this game, even the PlayStation 3 versions of this game. You know, but again, the good old saying, you know, don't feed the trolls, you know. But like what I won't do with on my channel is not tell the truth. You know, this game does have fantastic physics simulation. You know, physics, driving physics, especially in the rain, where it's almost impossible to do a fast lap in the rain. You know, so I would be lying if I said this game didn't have good race physics, good race simulation physics, and how the cars in this game mimic those cars in real life. For example, the GT3 cars, you know, mass downforce cars, are some of the best handling in this game. This car here, this prototype class, this Le Mans prototype class, has unbelievable handling. You know, the Group 4 cars, the GT4 cars, have got decent handling, but not as good as the higher classes. The road cars have got limited grip, all real life attributes of how they drive in real life. For example, the Jaguar E-Type, you know, drives in a way where it does in real life. You know, it's an old car. You know, so again, I would be lying with the people who support my channel if I didn't defend the physics of this game. Oh no, we're not going to make it to the end. I miscalculated the fuel. We're going to be struggling to get to the end here. You know, so like, you know, what I aim to achieve in this channel is, you know, honesty. You know, like, you know, this game has fantastic characteristics, but at the same time it has drastic, you know, characteristics as well. Here, it has horrendous things in it, like the microtransactions. You can't play the game offline. You know, that's the reason why the game is currently at a 2.0 on the Metacritic. This game is slated by its user base, but what it's never slated for is its car handling characteristics and fittings. You know, they're pretty much spot on. So. But again, you know, I'm not going to give the trolls any more time. The next troll that comes in here is just going to get automatically, you know, reported, blocked. I'm not even going to give them any time of day. You know, so I've redone this without having to argue with a troll. You know, but there you go, guys. There's 727 grand, and again, it wasn't a very good lap, but it doesn't matter. It's Yo, Immortal Wolf, how you doing? So again, there's 727 grand in 25 minutes. So this is how I make money in the game. But I will, so you can see there at the bottom right, 727,500 credits. But there are other ways. Oh, it comes up here anyway. Clean race bonus gives you that extra, 250 grand or whatever it is. Okay, we've got a 4-star roulette ticket. So you can see from my previous live streams, I've got the worst payout in all of my previous live streams, 10 grand. So, again, I just love this Mazda 787B. So, again, I'll reiterate, when you're doing this money method, this money grind, take the car out that you love, because it makes the grind less painful. So I just love this car. I love the way it looks, I love the way it sounds. So it's less painful for me to make money when I'm driving the Mazda 787B. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll go into we'll see what this now I've showed you how to make money, and I've managed to grind tonight. I've managed to grind 7.2 million, but I need another almost 13 million to get the Shelby Cobra Daytona when that comes back, and that's the next car I'm wanting to buy. So that's how you get it. Sardinia in Italy, the road track version, not the rally track version. So we'll see what this 4-star roulette ticket gives us, and then I'll do some sport mode, because at 8 o'clock this morning, I think it is, there's going to be new daily races. So. Oh, come on. Right, there's 30 grand or an exhaust. Watch this. Oh, so there you go. This is another thing I hate about the game. The roulette system is totally fixed against you. So it's like, I got the worst thing there, 30 grand. People like different tracks, yeah. So like now it's put me into like other B-class drivers. So I did one of these races earlier and I won it, very easily. So, but like as I said, I'm normally an A-class driver, so I don't mind being up there with them guys so much, because I'm trying to get back up into A-class. But that's the thing, Bazzer. With the more practice you do in time attack, when you're qualifying for these races, what you'll see is you're at a 133 just now with the Skyline. You'll eventually go to a 132, 131, 129, 128. And then when you get to the 128, you'll start seeing that you're only going to be improving by tenths of a second. And then you'll get into the high 127s. Then you'll be improving by hundredths of a second. And then eventually you'll start improving your time by a thousandth of a second. So like regardless of what rank you are in the world, whether you're top 100 or top 10,000, that's going to be your limit of what you're capable of whatever your potential is. Eventually you're going to reach your potential, UOSK, and then once you hit your potential, you're only going to be gaining thousandths of a second. Normally when you hammer time attacks that hard, you'll normally easily get into the top 100 when you put that much commitment into it. So like basically when you go into time attack mode, you'll notice yourself gaining seconds and seconds faster. Then eventually that's going to go into the tenths, then the hundreds, and the thousands, and then that's you at your limit. You've reached your potential. But again, you're only going to get out of something, of what you put into it, unless you put that hard work into it where you gain all of the seconds you can and then the tenths. Like, I've been sure I've been good. Well, I'm going to have to concentrate here, guys. I'll talk after the chat. So, like for example, when I time attack this, I got a 154.013, but I picked up a penalty, you know, so the game didn't give it to me. But you know, that's really what I'm capable of. If it, you know, like see, these parameters, if you just put a wheel over, you're done. You know, so I just like ran, like there I almost went off the track. You know, it was like one of those. But again, it's all experience, you know. Like when you start time attacking, Basil, you know, you'll see yourself improving. You know, by a second. You know, say a second every couple of laps, and then you're going to get into the tenths, as I said before. So again, when you time attack hard, you'll notice these signs, you know. You know, so I didn't do many time attack laps on the Skyline one, and I think when I did it, I was like 400 in the world as well. You know, so if I hammered that, you know, like I'm going to show it in my live stream here, as maybe next week's one. You know, me getting to the top 100 in the world. But it's such hard work to do, especially in Gran Turismo. You know, Gran Turismo's always been the hardest game to break into the top 100 in the world. But I'll eventually do it. You know, I'll eventually put the time and effort in. You know, to go top 100 in the world at this game. So far on my YouTube channel, I was 240 in the world, and that was with the Formula 1 car on Fuji. So if you go back and look at my other videos, the Fuji track, I got 240 in the world, and again I only did maybe 13 laps of that, you know. So again, if I did 30 laps, you know, I probably would have got into the top 100. So for example, this race here, you know, even though I love this race, this track and this car, this setup here, you know, I've probably done like 6 races, you know, all week, you know, and in terms of qualifying, you know, I maybe did 6 laps, you know, to get that time of 154.5. So I haven't put the effort in the same way Paul Cheech has, you know. You know, he's an A+ driver and he's got me by half a second. You know, and but it's just you know, the old saying, you know, practice makes perfect. You know, these guys are hammering the time attacks, you know, to get these times. You know, I'm too busy talking here. I should be racing. There's somebody closing me down here. Okay, just, you know, that's what happens when you're winning. You know, you kind of get lackadaisical, and this happens. You know, so this guy better not sideswipe us. So you can actually see these B-class drivers are actually cleaner than the A+ drivers that we were up against earlier. Like you can see from the 2 previous races we had on this track, the A+ drivers sideswiped us and smashed us off the track limits there. And didn't pick up a penalty for it. You know, whereas that B-class driver gave us loads of room and it hurt him actually, even though he was quicker than me at that point. So so we're getting this live stream showing some of the top tier racers are dirtier than the B class drivers. And again, I can't race and talk at the same time. I'm making schoolboy errors here. It's really hurting us, but basically, Bassard, if you put like 100 laps into a time attack mode, you're going to get into the top tier. You've just got to, these guys, believe me, these guys aren't getting these times easily. These guys are hammering the time attack, the leaderboards. Like when I was a top 100 driver, like I still am a top 100 driver, but when I was a real, what's it called? Basically, when I was hammering the leaderboards back in the day, I was spending a long time. I wasn't getting in there easily. But once you kind of put that much effort in, it becomes kind of like muscle memory. Oh, I'm too busy talking. Once you get that experience, now he's starting his ramming. Once you get that experience, you can kind of get it faster. You've got to kind of learn the skill set first. To leave this guy off. That's a couple of warnings. I've let my guard down with this race. I need to try and take off now. So see what I'm doing here, Bazzer, in terms of pace and stuff like that. I'm 3 seconds off. My quickest time, but like it's all experience, oh man alive, I'm making so many schoolboy errors. Well, at least this guy's a clean driver, so far he's been clean. So what I'm doing here is, my skill set's getting quicker every time, even though I'm 3 seconds off my fastest time. You're getting experience, so you're getting track knowledge, car knowledge. So this guy's literally a noob. He's called himself noob. So he's a clean driver. I'll give him that. Looks like he's choked here though. I'll give him something. So I didn't actually mind if this guy beats me because he's clean. Okay, it's kind of like a brake check there. So he's protecting the inside. There's a wee bit of a ram there. Okay, that was a big check, that was dirty. yeah, so yeah, so I could have had that race, but I was busy talking and stuff and making schoolboy errors. But the guy was generally a clean driver, though. He could have done some dirty tactics, but he chose not to, so that was good. But at the end there, he was a bit erratic and, you know, brake checked us and stuff. But who cares? It's just a game. Yeah, Baz was saying I've been stupid. I've only been between driving games. Notice it messes up my rhythm. Yeah, that's actually a big one. Yeah, you're having to learn different physics of different games. Yeah, I used to go between Gran Turismo 5 and Forza 4. Or was it Forza 3? You know, in Project Gotham Racing 4, you know, which is an arcade game, you know, I used to go between all of them, you know, and it, as you said, you're noticeably worse when you're going between games the way that you are, for sure. Shirality saying blooming hot down in London, got a big fan in Harvey, that's good. Yeah, they'll be drinking a lot of water, you have to take them out for the toilet more. Sleepless is saying I'm just glad I got the gold challenge. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, you got some good times as well, Sleepless Kitty. Bazzer saying I find the Red Bull track to be hard for me. Yeah, it's yeah, a lot of people find that track difficult. Shirality saying you're still using that dodgy wheel. No, that dodgy wheel blew up. Literally, Shirality, the ball bearings came out of the wheel, the air vents of the wheel, and that wheel got disintegrated. SK saying hello. Yeah, you should have seen the Assetto Corsa troll coming in earlier. SK, what a joke that was, man. You know, it's the good old saying, don't feed the trolls. But oh, I forgot to say good game to everyone. Hold on a second, did anybody say? I mean, people don't even talk to each other anymore in these things anyway. But yeah, been doing the GT4 daily races. Yeah, they're pretty fun. Yeah, I've always liked this Watkins Glen track. You know, it's a good mix between straights and corners. What's the next race? 2:10. Right, we'll see what it gives us on here. So yeah, the reason I'm like 3 seconds off the pace just now is you know, I was about to go off a few hours ago, but you know, I basically got somebody come in, you know, winding me up, and you know, a troll came into my channel. You know, normally I just ignore them, but this one caught me off guard. But yeah, like Bassett, if you look at my YouTube channel, you know, I watch the #1 guys in the world go around the track, and you know, it saves you a lot of time. So you know, so when you observe the best drivers in the world, and you know, the ones that allow their replay to be watched, you can pick up so much time from them. You know, so like for example, the #1 guy in the world round here. For example, say the first corner we're coming up to, it'll show you the optimum speed line for that corner, so you try to replicate that, so you use that for research. So it's kind of like you let somebody else do all of the hard work. You find out what the best lines are for the track, you know, corners, the you know, the lines for the track, the you know, the gears for the corners, the braking points, all of that kind of stuff. You know, because You know, these guys are spending pretty much all of their time in there. So like you learn from them, and you can basically see what's possible, and then you try to replicate that, and basically whatever your skill level is how close you're going to get to the number one guy in the world. But believe me, these guys are putting in a massive amount of time, you know, to get those times. Yeah, there you go, lap guides. Yeah, so yeah, if you copy all of them, you know, what some people do is, I don't use this method, but what some people do is they watch the number one guy in the world go around the track, and as soon as he takes a corner, they try to replicate that corner. Then then they pause their game, and then they watch the number one guy in the world go around the second corner, and they try to mimic the braking point, the gear, and the speed for the corner. And then they pause their game again once they've done the second corner, and then they watch the video of the number, you know, like on YouTube or whatever. They watch the number one guy of the world take the third corner, you know, so that they literally take it one corner at a time, pausing between corners. You know, like I don't like that kind of style. You know, it's not really good, because you can't do that in a race. So you're better just going, you know, getting used to getting muscle memory for the whole lap at one time. You know, that's the way I do it. But you know, some people pause between corners. But you know, that could be a good method for you, Bazzer. You know, in terms of you know, just learning one corner at a time. You know, but you know, just some people they learn it different. Yeah, you know, rates for me, I'm quite a slow learner, but once I learn, you know, you operate at super speed. You know, it's like okay, right, so this is, you know, it took me a while to get to this, but you know, now when you're there, then you can you know, you can operate at super speed type thing. Let's see what we've got here. Oh Lord, so let's put us back in with the A+ drivers again. Yeah, so we'll tell these people they're on live stream, dirty racers. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with these guys. I mean, look at that, it started me in first gear on the limiter. pathetic. Oh man, it always clip that damn thing. Always clip that wall.